Yes, back again. Yeah, man, GTerra live all night. Yeah, on a day where you don't know my family out and about and I call me from foreign. Well, for Thanksgiving and a happy Thanksgiving. We get about 1,000 Thanksgiving messages. So it kind of made me want to go live and talk about how Thanksgiving Day is celebrated and why and where it started, where it came from, and why every day should be a day of Thanksgiving to the Most High Jah, and a day where we should bless and love and show people them love, give thanks for life. You know what I say? So we did up on the reasoning earlier. I get a couple phone calls, so you know I have to be for kind of jump off of the online thing. But you don't know me there. G-Terra representing, you know it thing go. Big up everybody, you know. It's lover. I'm representing love and respect at the same time. Dep on my channel. Thanks to all my watchers and subscribers. Big up yourself. These videos are not gonna be the best clean cut videos because I go live just to talk straight about feelings and passion and vibrations, truths and rights, you know what I say people. So yeah, I'm gonna finish that conversation now.
Or about the sport or about just hanging on to a name. It really is about keeping that history intact, of domination.
Yeah man, we have our next reason I want to go into. It's really interesting. The next video that comes up after.
In the Bible, it says the Most High said to do it in the Bible. But yet the pastors are pushing that it's okay to do. And pushing that the Most High's precepts is not okay to do. Not okay to do. Now, if your pastor has the keys to resurrection, follow your pastors. But I'm no fool. If you notice up on the screen, it says, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, then you are the real turkey. Gives us an understanding. We'll look at that later on. But it's interesting when you look at the word pilgrim, and you break that into two. You have a pill, and from that pill, you have a lot of grim that comes from it. That pill drives you to insanity.
Yeah.
And these pilgrims, since they came, they have been away. Let's go to our next slide. You know what is interesting is that Holocaust Memorial. Is that correct? And they want us to always remember what the Nazis did. They want us to remember the Holocaust, the slaughter of those people, the Jewish people. Every year, there's a memorial. Every year. Remember the Holocaust. They play in the movies, Schindler's List, the World War II movies, Anne Frank and you name it. They play those movies over and over every year to remember the Holocaust, the crimes that was committed against human beings, right? But do we have a memorial to remember the crimes committed against our people in this country? Do we? We don't. We don't have a memorial. Now, if we ask and say, why can't we have an holiday or even just advertise it everywhere of the atrocities done to people who were taken on ships and brought over to this country and enslaved, and those that were already here, taken on ships also, which we will see, and brought different places and enslaved, okay? If you bring that to the Congress to write a law or bill or make a holiday, it's going to be a problem. When it comes to this right here, monies are raised, candles are lit, and all kinds of things happen. But for our people, we get nothing. So something is definitely wrong. Let's go to our next slide. There are two kinds of histories. There's one that is told as an image or perception, a mirage. And there's another one that is a true reflection of what has happened. Two different histories. One that is made up and one that is true. The world is following one that has been made up. When you peel the layers, when you go behind the scenes, historically speaking, a lot of atrocities and wickedness is revealed, it's uncovered. Are we truly honoring the wicked? That's a question that you need. Are we truly honoring the wicked? That's a question that you need to ask yourself, because when you get together and you say, pass me the cranberry sauce, pass me the dressing, pass me this and pass me that, you don't realize that you are honoring crimes against your own family, crimes against humanity. You don't know these things because it is covered up with all the fanfare, the food, music, lights, you name it. Do you think that the Jewish people, or would like to see that the Jewish people, or would like to see that the world has covered up the true history of the Holocaust? No. Do you think that they will be happy if people celebrate them being thrown into ovens, gas chambers? No. Do you think they'll be happy for music and everything else to go out into public, for textbooks to be written to celebrate Hitler and what he had achieved? No. So why are we honoring wickedness? That's the question.
Yeah, simple and easy for
It was said, those who do not learn from history are doomed to what? Repeat it. Who can resist the allure of Babylon? Because
Babylon.
from time to time we have brothers and sisters asking about the celebration of these days. Should we keep it? But if you really sit quietly and you think about it, if your family was tortured, burnt, raped, or whatever it is, would you love someone, would you love the pastor, would you love anyone to raise up a celebration in honor of what crimes that they committed? No. If you didn't know the truth and you were celebrating something and you realize, imagine someone puts a plate of food on a table and you're eating it, and then you realize that you're eating a dog. You're eating something unclean. In the middle of that knowledge, you're going to throw up. You're going to feel really bad about what has happened to you. And you'll hate what the person has done to you. Revelation chapter 18, let's pick it up at verses 1.
And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great.
Babylon is very great, you know. Read.
Is fallen.
Her time is come.
And is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Now, after the Halloween celebration has passed, you're going to find a lot of people running to the stores to purchase and get different things for Thanksgiving celebration. And millions and billions of dollars will be spent, okay, just for this so-called holy day. There will be games, football games that will be played. And a lot of people will have a drumstick in one hand and a television remote in another to celebrate, okay, the destruction of a people. Verses 4.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying.
So heaven is speaking against the crimes that is done by Babylon the Great. Read.
Come out of her, my people.
So there is a people that belongs to the Most High.
You are the only reason why that place is still standing. The minute you come out of that place there, the minute all of the job people come out of that place, they go fall.
That the Most High is pleading through his angels, saying, come out from her, my people. Read.
That he be not partakers of her sins.
Don't partake of the system of this world's sins. Now, how difficult is that? Do you love your husband, your children, your grandmother, your boss, and all these people more than the Most High? And I keep saying it over and over. If you have to think about it, then you might as well just go and keep the holiday and just leave the Most High alone. Because the Most High doesn't need someone who continually leaves him and go with another. He doesn't need that. Do you want a relationship like that? Imagine your boss seeing you punch the clock, come into work, and leave and go work for his competition. Your boss will be upset. He'll fire you. Right? Imagine a relationship where the wife or the husband leaves and go with another person. You'll be furious, right? So why do we question when the Most High never gave us instructions to keep these holidays? Read on.
Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues.
So there will be plagues, Mishpachah, that will come upon this earth. Let's continue on, verses 5.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahuwah have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Double unto her according to her works.
Now imagine, when we look at the crimes, and this is only just a little bit of information. When we look at the crimes committed against the Most High's people, you can't tell me about turn the other cheek philosophy, because that's not going to work to the Most High. He says to reward them double. So if they killed our people, they must be killed twice. Go ahead and read.
Double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled, fill to her double. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
And some people believe that Babylon is just one person sitting somewhere. It's a system of people. It's a whole slew of people that makes the system of Babylon. Right? Continue on.
For she said in her heart, I sit a queen.
I am a queen.
And I'm no widow.
I'm not a widow.
And shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is Yahweh Elohim who judgeth her.
So she's a woman who's married to a whole bunch of dudes. Flip side of Israel. A woman with a lot of different men. That's not Israel's way.
Babylon I want that too.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Because they love what she brings. And then you can see how the famous picture here, tattoos all over her. The scars of the atrocities that she has committed all over this earth. Verses 10.
Standing afar off for her fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is her judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more.
No more turkey and cranberry sauce, read.
Her merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones.
All your silverware and all the decorations of your home, read.
And of pearls and of fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men.
So, slaves and the souls of men. She has had control over men's lives for far too long. Especially the house, I says, it's time. I gotta reward her for the crimes that she has committed against Israel. Let's continue on. So is this just about Turkey? Is this just about family? Is this just about fun? Is that what we think? We're just gonna come together. I don't see anything wrong with that. We're gonna pray to the Most High. There's nothing wrong with that. The family's gonna come together and just have a great time and crack some jokes and watch some sports. And it's a fun thing, nothing wrong with that. Well, this article put out in the Huffington Post gives us a little proof, just a little modern proof of the crimes committed in the past. It says the truth about Thanksgiving, what they never taught you in what? In school.
No
now,
schooling.
Think about that carefully. We go to school to receive an education. But what are they teaching you? They're teaching you a dream, Mishpachah. Can you read for me?
According to Robert Jensen, a professor at the University of Texas at Austin, the real origin of Thanksgiving, so proclaimed in 1637 by Massachusetts Bay Governor John Winthrop, was in gratitude for God's destruction of the defenseless Pequot village. Thereafter, massacres of the Indians were routinely followed by days of Thanksgiving.
So let's look at that again. According to Robert Jensen, a professor at the University of Austin, the real origins of Thanksgiving that was proclaimed by the governor of Massachusetts back in 1637 was in gratitude. They're thanking the Most High for the destructions of people, innocent people, people who brought them food and water, who took care of them, give them shelter, helped them out, keep them alive during the winter time. It was in gratitude for the destruction of the Pequot Indians. The massacres of the Indians were routinely followed by days of Thanksgiving. Now, because we're in a slave society, they don't want us to keep days of Thanksgiving. They just want one. That's it. Okay? And this is the professor right here, Robert Jensen. So you can get a visual. I didn't make this stuff up. Now, for those of you who have a family member with doubts, I would suggest let them watch this video afterwards, or let them sit with you right now and learn some things. Because it's a shame. It's a shame that our people find excuses. Well, I don't want to see this stuff. I don't really care about that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Well, you know what? There's some place that's prepared for you, and it's not the kingdom of the Most High. It's called hell. Hell. Sirach 34 and 4. Sirach 34 and 4. Let's see what the Bible says.
Sirach.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
So can you take something that is filthy to begin with? The origins of it is unclean. Can that be cleansed? No. Read.
And from that thing which is false, what truth can come?
That thing which is false is thanksgiving. What truth can come from that? I don't care how many prayers and cranberry sauce and how many turkeys you give away for free. Nothing good can come from that. How many dinners that you attend in one night, jumping from house to house or whatever it is, nothing good. Bible says, and from that thing which is false, what truth can come? White men tell their children that their ancestors settled here, when the truth is that they invaded us, they murdered us, and they raped us until we barely exist. So therefore, happy Thanksgiving. Let's continue on. Sirach 34, 26. Let's see what the Bible says. Read.
He that sacrificeth of a thing wrongfully gotten.
Let's look at that. The person that sacrificed something that was stolen, wrongfully gotten. It didn't belong to you. You took it and you want to bring it before the Most High. You stole something from someone innocent and you bring it before the Most High. Read.
His offering is ridiculous.
His offering is ridiculous. Read.
And the gifts of unjust men are not accepted.
The Most High will not accept that. In your mind, your thinking is accepted, but in the eyes of the Most High, He will not accept that. Continue.
The Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked.
So you can spread all your cranberry sauce. It's not going to cover the crimes committed against our people. Continue.
Neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices.
You see that? So whatever that they do every year, talking about we're giving thanks to God, and the pastor has a very fat throat, heavy with fat around it from eating all the swine and everything else. Shall we pray? Hallelujah. And people are deceived with this nonsense. And people keep going back to these houses of sin. What good thing can come from a place that is telling you lies over and over? And how is it that our people continue to go to these places? If you see a fly in the soup at a restaurant, if you see doo-doo everywhere in a restaurant, you're going to go back to the restaurant? Even if they say, oh, we're going to reopen under new management. Are you going to go back there? Guess what? Some of our people would. Doesn't matter. They will still go. 20.
Whoso bringeth an offering of the goods of the poor.
A person who takes the things that belongs to the poor and present that as an offering, read.
Doeth as one that killeth the son before his father's eyes.
You are as if you just killed an innocent child in the presence of his father. It's a disgust.
1 second, I'm good, Pete. 1 second, my fam. Thanks for sticking with me, you know. But something always I try, you know, disrupt me. Something always I try to disrupt me. You know why? It's like the devil himself, you know, me I do a positive thing. Watch this now, is a positive thing. So anytime I notice some little dysfunction, like I wasn't inside this whole time and the card plug out. I start feel like, you know, say spiritually still true. When you're powerful, you get, it's like you get a fight that people can't even overstand it. I tell you, that's why you hear some people cry sometimes. Don't look down on them because you hear them a bawl and a cry and I say, boy, the world, boy. You hear them say, boy, because, you know, pain exists and you really go through it. You can go through it spiritually and physically. Like this world is really mystical because the creator is mystical. So it's like on the spiritual realm, most people don't look at the spiritual realm. They just look on the physical side of things. But everything was happening from thought process before it became matter, before people actually put things into action, or just like the creator, the thought for make and create whatever you see creation. So yeah, something deep, something crazy, you know. Anyway, back to the conversation. I love it.
You steal something, you come before the Most High, and Father, bless this wonderful meal. It's as if you took a child, bring him before the Father, and just kill the child. Breaks his heart. It's wickedness. Verses 21.
The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
A man of blood. And that's the history with the pilgrims and the Europeans that came over here. That's their history. Bloody people. Bloody, bloody people. Read.
He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
And all the buffalo, it says there was millions of buffaloes that roam free. And now, it says when they build the railroads, look it up, Mishpachah. The Europeans used to ride the trains through the buffalo, the prairies, and open the windows of the trains and fire shots at the buffalo that were roaming. And it says there were millions of buffaloes that were killed in no time at all. In a few days, they were just heaped up. They took the skins of the buffaloes and left the meat to rot. It says it broke the heart of the Indians. It broke their hearts because they don't kill like that. They only take what is necessary for the whole tribe. They give praises and thanks to the Most High for what they have received. They realize it's a sacrifice for the animals, that their lives should be given up so that they can live. They don't take things for granted. So in the history books, the Europeans want you to believe that these were a bunch of savages who had no idea about the Most High. When they're the ones that are the savages, because they have the book in their hands and they don't show compassion at all to the people. So who's the real savage? Let's continue on.
That taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
So when you take the food from the people, you might as well say that that person is dead. How are they going to live? Read on.
And he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a blood shedder.
Let's move on. Verse 23.
When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor?
When one builds and another pulls down, so you have the poor so-called Indians, so-called, because historically speaking, they are the children of Israel. Imagine that. They are building, they're living in peace. You take them, you destroy them. They're building, you destroy them. And another pulleth down. What profit have they then but labor? Read on.
When one prayeth and another curseth, whose voice will Yahweh hear? He that washeth himself after the touching of a dead body, if he touch it again, what aileth his washing?
What availeth his
washing?
In other words, you commit a crime, you wash yourself clean, you put on a nice suit, and he says, Happy Thanksgiving. That we and the Indians got along very good. We were good neighbors. There was no crime committed, no problems whatsoever, right? That's a crime. What's the sense of all the washing? Is that going to wash away the truth? No. Continue on.
So is it with a man that fasteth for his sins, and goeth again and doeth the same.
And that's what they do. They have every contract, every commitment that they say they're going to keep, they have broken. And every time they look over and says, you know what, we need some more land. We discovered some rocks over there that we can use for the cell phone or whatever the case may be. We need that land now. And the government can really use that for the sake of the whole country. So let's go and let's put some poison in the water, let's do certain things, and let's create some problems, and then we'll come in with a solution to move the people to a worse area. After we have depleted certain places of the natural resources, we'll move the people from this living earth to the dead earth. Let's continue on.
Who will hear his prayer? Or what doeth his humbling profit him?
Even though these people, these pilgrims, were the first illegal immigrants, and they have the nerve to call other people illegal. Let's continue on, verses 29. Sirach 11. Sirach chapter 11, let's pick it up at verses 29. Read.
Bring not every man into thine house.
Let's look at that again. Bring not every man into your own house, into
Not
your
every man in
house.
your house. See
Unfortunately,
the
that's a
doorstep.
lesson
Some of them are come. Can't gonna
that
feel it.
happened in the past that can't be changed.
Yo, I'm not talk from Babylon. I know myself, I know my history, where
So
I
you
come
think
from.
the Most High is going to allow these heathens to come into our territory and take over our lands? No. He says we're going to build our houses, and they're going to be our servants. Because we were servants, when they took over everything, we became their servants. But now everything is going to be flipped. Read.
For the deceitful man have many trains.
The deceitful man has many ways to trick you. Because that's his nature. That's what he does. He puts a lot of things, a lot of jargon, and he wants you to go to school to learn how to lie. Oh, it's not really this. It's not really that, but it's this. Oh, the law states that we can't really give it to you right now. We have to give it to you later on. All kinds of foolishness and folly. Is it mine or is it not mine? Is it a yes or is it a no? Well, there's a little gray area. Let's continue on.
Like as a partridge taken
As a little bird taken
and kept in a
and
cage,
trapped in a cage.
so is the heart of the proud.
I'm proud to be an American.
Not me.
So is the heart of the proud. Read.
And like as a spy,
Why do you think they send scouts? The word scout was a spy to go into the territories and look to see what the people have, learn their language, trade with them a little while, even take a bride, raise up a couple children, then you set up a trading post, and next, you know, the whole Europeans are there. Read.
watcheth he for thy fall.
But his intention is for you to fall. Happy Thanksgiving, right? Read.
For he lieth in wait,
He's just buying time.
and turneth good into evil.
And all the things that you have done, all the contracts, the good things you have done for him, he's going to turn that into evil. Now you're going to be diminished. You're going to be called names, demonized. That's the word. All along, you were the wonderful people. They'll take their food from you so they can survive. But after they have grown, now, those nasty savages, I won't eat from them. Those ugly beasts, we won't even touch them. Look at them. Look how nasty they are. But they were nasty before when you didn't have strength. But now you have strength. They're nasty, they're beasts, they're evil, they're all kinds of things. They're uneducated people. Savages. Read.
And in things worthy, praise will lay blame upon thee.
Let's continue on.
Of a spark of fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood.
Read.
Take heed of a mischievous man.
Pay close attention to a man who has a history of being slick. Read.
For he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot.
Read.
Receive a stranger into thine house,
So, yeah, to bring a stranger into your house, and what's going to happen?
and he will disturb thee.
And he's going to disturb you. You're not going to have any peace. He's going to be harassing you. From the time these people showed up in the ships, Squanto should have brought the canoes around the back and destroyed them. They didn't do that. Come on in. What you need? You need some water? Sure, here's some water. You're hungry? Come on. Here's some corn. Here's some food. Here's different things. Here's some cakes. Here's some fine deer and some good fish and everything else. Receive a stranger into your house, and what's going to happen?
He will disturb thee.
He's going to disturb you, and what else?
And turn thee out of thine own.
And kick you out of your own house. This is what happened many years ago. Many, many years ago. Let's continue on.
There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
Think about that carefully. If you see over 1 year, there have been military, what's the word I'm looking for? Activity, incursions. After military incursions, there's always some military campaign throughout the year. I gotta go attack this. In 1 year, 2 years, that should be enough history to know the mind of these people are nothing but war, the sword. Because all they can do, all they can think about is war. If they have made contracts and broken at least 3 of them, you can't believe that they will keep the 4th one. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil. Read.
No to him that giveth no alms.
They never give you anything. They're always taking, robbing, raping. But they themselves will not lay down for 5 minutes to be raped. They will not do it. They will not say, you know what, come to England. You can take your share. Just go ahead, rape and rob and just take over England for 500 years. They wouldn't do it. Come to Germany. Come to Portugal. Come to Spain. Come to Italy. They wouldn't say it. Come to France. They wouldn't say that. You will never hear them say it's okay for anyone to come in there and pillage their country and change their laws. Let's continue on.
Give to the godly man and help not a sinner.
So the sinners are the ones historically written as pilgrims, right? Read on.
Do well unto him that is lowly.
Those that are lowly, those in the ghetto.
But give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread.
Hold your bread, because that's what they need. They want your bread. Hold it back.
And give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby.
So he's going to overmaster you. He's going to trick you. He's going to have power over you. But you know what Christianity says? When you see your enemy is hungry, give them. Is that the enemy the Bible is talking about?
No.
He's talking about your brother, a Hebrew. Is that correct? Let's continue on.
Or else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
Read.
For the Most High hateth sinners.
The Most High what?
He hates sinners.
He hates the sinners.
Correct.
Read.
Hate them.
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
But the pastor said the Most High loved the sinner and hate the sin. He says he will repay vengeance unto who?
The ungodly.
Did you read that in Revelations?
Yes.
Read on.
And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
So he preserving them for the fire.
Judgment.
Read.
Give unto the good and help not the sinner.
Don't help the sinner. Now look at this picture here. This is a drawing that was done by a Catholic priest, Bartholomew de la Casa. He drew what the Spaniards did to the natives. Hung them on the trees, take the babies from the mother and bash them against stones, had the dogs eaten the children, cutting the babies out of the womb of the pregnant mothers and having the dogs eat them. And the history goes on and on and on. Let's go to our next slide. Sirach 12 and 10, let's read.
Never trust thy enemy.
Never what?
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust. After a while, the truth will
Never trust
come
thine
out
enemy. Jesus
of
Christ.
his nature. the rust will show who he really is. Verses 11.
Though he humble himself
Even though he sit at the table with you, let's break bread. Go ahead and read.
and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him.
So he will pray with you. Let's all hold hands and pray. But you got to be very careful. See, our people have not learned anything. Over and over we find these Gentiles amongst us. And they will sit good for a while. And when the time is right, they will turn on you. I'm not making this stuff up. That's the history of the Gentiles. That's the way that they perform. Our trust is in heaven. Let's continue on.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
And all of a sudden, the truth will be revealed. There'll be some clarity, and you're going to really see him for who he really is. Verses 12.
Set him not by thee.
Don't let him be part of your family. Don't let him be part of anything that you do. Don't set him by you. Read.
When he have overthrown thee.
Lest when he have overthrown you, read.
He stand up in thy place.
Now he takes over you. So now, in the time past, the American Indians were looking a certain way. And now, when you go online to look at a Native American, right? What do you see?
They look white.
You see a white man.
True, man.
When you type in people of
Take
Tasmania,
all
for
that people
example,
and culture and take them blood.
they said these are the Australian or the Aboriginal
wicked in that.
Ab, which means father, original, the real fathers of the
people are
land,
10 times wicked
original
than the things that they wicked.
people. When you look at them from Tasmania, what do you see? A white man.
10 times wicked.
They have destroyed the people, bred them out, whatever, and took over, and now they are taking the name. South African. South of Africa. You pull up something on the screen,
Be a white people
white
in South
man.
Africa, you know. Yeah. Take over white people.
Let's
and,
continue on.
Take them.
Stands in your place, read.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
Don't let him sit at your strong hand. Read.
Lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith.
So he's going to sit at the table with you, and all in his mind. You got your hand around him. Oh, my good buddy, my good friend, Bob. And you're having food, but Bob is thinking about 3 steps ahead of you, thinking how he can plot and take your place. You're only good to be used. That's it. Same way when our people were brought on slave ships and brought over here. Now, because beforehand we were very useful. They needed us to build this place up because according to them, they could not survive. They were not strong enough. The Europeans were not strong enough to build anything up. So they had to bring people who were strong, who had knowledge of building, who had all these different things. But after everything has been built, the roads are made, the trees are cut, the place is established. Now we're demonized, we're monkeys, we're this, that, and the other. There's a movie coming up, Planet of the Apes, a continuing of the movie. There is a person, or not a person, a monkey in that movie called Maurice. The word Maurice comes from the word Moor, Moorish person. A Moor was a Hebrew, or one of the Hebrews. Maurice in the movie Planet of the Apes that is coming out next year, Maurice is called the lawgiver. The one who made the movie has depicted the movie as the liberation of Israel from the captivity, because all of the apes will take all the Europeans, all the peoples, and make them slaves. Check it out. Look at the previews, and you'll see. Look at what they're saying behind the scenes. I'm going to do a class on that.
Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast?
So who's going to feel sorry for you when you clearly see that this person doesn't have anything good for you? Read.
So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him.
So when you go to a sinner, you're going to get defiled. When you go to a sinner, you will get defiled. Read.
And is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
The Most High is not going to feel sorry for you. Verses 14.
So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
Read.
For a while he will abide with thee.
So he will hang with you in your teepee.
But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips.
Like this picture here with George Washington, the generals, all these people, they will speak very, very nice with their lips because that's what they do. They speak with a forked tongue. Double. Read.
But in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Read.
He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
So he will attend your people's funeral and will cry with you, and you will look at that as a great honor. This heathen is crying with me. Read on.
If adversity come upon you, you shall find him there first.
As soon as something wrong happens, he will be on the opposite end, hoping for you to fall. Read.
And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
So all the Western cowboy and Indian movies that you saw in the past, it's exactly what it was. Right? Read on.
He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance.
Next slide. Thanksgiving is actually a bridge to Christmas. Now you may not see that you are on that bridge, but once you keep in Thanksgiving, you might as well just go ahead and keep Christmas. I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want to say, but if you sit down and slice that turkey, or whatever it is that you're slicing, you might as well just go ahead and keep Christmas. Stop wasting the Most High's time. Just go ahead and keep it. All the early day specials, the sales that they have, all the entertainment that is put out. You watch Charlie Brown, Thanksgiving, The Great Pumpkin, whatever it is. You watch all that garbage. It's conditioning you, getting you ready for a devil's holiday, Christmas. Let's continue on. Sirach 32, verses 1 to 2.
If thou be made the master of a feast, lift not thyself up, but be among them as one of the rest.
Does this picture show you that everyone is on the same level? No. The Bible says if you are made master of the feast, if you are come to the feast, someone invites you to a feast, and you're their honored guest, don't lift yourself up, but be among them as one of the rest. In this picture, you can see the Indians are on the ground, and everybody else is higher up on the tables. You don't see everyone sitting on the ground the same as the Indians, do you?
Take diligent care for them, and so sit down.
But they're not doing that. Remember, these pilgrims had the Bible. They should have known how to respect the people, right? Read on.
And when thou hast done all thy office, then take thy place, that thou mayest be merry with them, and receive a crown for thy well ordering of the feast.
Hallelujah. Let's move on. Sirach 31, verses 12 to 19. Read.
If thou sit at a bountiful table,
if you go at a big table, don't
upon
be
it,
greedy on the table. Fat belly. Read.
and say not there is much meat on it.
Oh, there's plenty of food. Look at the turkey. Oh, there's actually two turkeys. There's one that is fried and one that is baked. Oh, I'm going to have me a little bit of that. Oh, can you bring this? Oh, do you have this? Oh, can you add a this? Is there any more gravy? Oh, pass me the biscuits. Oh, where's the butter? I need some butter on my biscuits. Are these buttermilk biscuits? Where's the honey? Read.
Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing.
A wicked eye is an evil thing. Read.
And what is created more wicked than an eye?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it weepeth upon every occasion.
Oh, man.
That is so true.
It's all crying.
Oh
every
my
occasion.
goodness, that is so true.
Read.
Stretch not thine hand wheresoever it looketh, and thrust it not with him into a dish, into the dish.
Overstretching to reach the cornbread. Overstretching to get the peas. Overstretching to get the meats. The dessert. Greed. That's why this nation has to fall. You know, some people will not families unless they can bring a turkey home. Back in the old days, the banks used to set up, they probably still do, what you call a Christmas club. It's an account where you can put a little $5 in every paycheck, a little $2, a minimum of maybe $5 a week, so that at the end of the year you can have some money to purchase your gifts, your foods, or whatever it is for your family. Because a lot of people will feel very ashamed not to bring a turkey home to their family. And in those days, the old days, and I'm sure they still do, a lot of companies will give their employees a turkey as goodwill. And the people will love their bosses even more. The family will say, oh, you must be rising up in the ladder. Your boss loves you. No, the boss want to keep you on the plantation serving his gods. Sirach 31, verses 15, read.
Judge not thy neighbor by thyself, and be discreet in every point.
Be discreet in every point.
Eat as it becometh a man, those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated.
So, just eat just what is necessary a man should have. Don't go beyond. Don't have the big belly attitude. That's what some people do. Go to a place, okay, and they have the big belly attitude. They stretch. I gotta lose a couple more notches on my belt. No, you need to leave that belt alone. The belt is the restraining order. It's telling you that's enough. And you start loosening the notches. And now you're drunk with alcohol from eating. Because the food has turned into alcohol in your body. Verses 17.
Leave off first for manners.
For manners' sake, just leave the food alone for manners' sake. Read.
And be not
unsatiable,
lest thou offend.
Don't be greedy, otherwise you're going to offend. Read.
When thou sittest among many, reach not thine hand out first of all.
First of all, let's take a look at this goddamn good nigga. God damn, homeboy. That nigga. Fuck you, dog. You look like say I eat people, them kids. You wonder when you see kids missing? Yep. When you see kids missing, people eating them, yo. Real. Know what I mean? Look at that shit.
As soon as you sit down on the table, you're the first one. Gimme, 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 gimme. First one. That's Thanksgiving. You see, even just reading the scriptures, you can see a lot of sins are committed on the table. A lot of sins are committed on the table. Read.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed.
He's like, because he's so fat, so obese that he can't even breathe. He says, and he fetcheth not short upon his bed. He can breathe. He's not obese. Like, he's holding his heart. Let's continue on. Verses 13. Sirach 28. We're going to read from verses 13 downward to 16. Read.
Curse the whisperer and double tongue,
Curse them.
for such have destroyed many that were at peace.
These double-tongued people have destroyed nations throughout this whole earth. Read.
A backbiting tongue have disquieted many.
So they say something to your face, but they oval act. Forced relocation. You can see the ones on the high level are the Europeans in their soldier outfits, and our people in the lower level. Relocating the people, disquieting them, backbiting them, and driving them from one nation to the other. Let's continue on.
Strong cities have it pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men.
Look at the great men down here at the bottom. And look at the thieves at the top. Read.
A backbiting tongue have cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors.
Bringing ideas to the women of the village and telling them that these trinkets are real beautiful and you can come with me, and show them they don't have to do their duties to take care of their families. You can be liberated, and from liberation you become a sodomite, and from sodomy you become destroyed. And from liberation you become a sodomite, and from sodomy you become destroyed. This is the whole ideology of these people in a nutshell. That's what the Gentiles bring. Destruction of people. Read on.
Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest.
So you listen to the thanksgiving, you're not going to find any rest.
Find rest.
So you listen to the thanksgiving, you're not going to find any rest.
And never dwell quietly.
Because there'll be no peace from these people. Next slide. So you look at this picture here, and you can see how they create all the problems around. And the result of their creation is wealth for them, profits. Everything that they do it for money. That's why we started off with the book of Revelations. Because they have raped and robbed the souls of men. And everything on this earth has become a resource to build wealth. It's not for life, not to sustain life, but for greed. I mean, what can you do with $1 billion? I mean, you can't spend all that money. What do you need all that money for? What do you need all this land for? People need to be free. Why do you restrict people from going to a creek to get some fresh water? Fresh water. And now they're controlling the sky, spraying the skies over. And if you shoot one of those planes down because they have violated your space and sprayed poison over your atmosphere, your dwelling place, now you become a criminal. You're the criminal because you want to live. You want to drink fresh water. The day that we started to buy water in bottles is the day that I know that was it. That's the end. Because when I grew up as a child, there was not such a thing as buying bottled water. Water was free, fresh. Now, we have a whole selection. You go to a store, you have a whole wall full of all types of water. And all of them are nasty water. And the real expensive water that you wish you could drink, you can't afford it. Good water, spring water. This is the whole practice of Thanksgiving. Making you believe that you're at peace with these people. But it's a lie. It's not the truth, Mishpachah. Let's continue on. Let's take a look at the mischief that they set up by law. Because that's what they do. When they take something, they put laws in place to keep you in prison.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Shall the throne of iniquity, the Europeans, the governments of Europe, shall they have fellowship with the Most High? Read.
Which frameth mischief by a law?
They make laws that to deceive and destroy people. Read.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous.
So they form all of these militaries against the righteous people who are living in peace. Nobody went over to Europe and caused problems for the Europeans to come over here to fight. They were right here in peace. They left over there talking about they were looking for religious freedom. So they left talking about religious freedom and freedom to farm and take away the freedom of other people and the freedom for other people to farm in peace. And talk about, oh, let's give thanks. Let's all pray together. Why would I want to fellowship with these liars and thieves? Why would I want to marry these people? Why would you, Mishpachah? Let's read on.
And condemn the innocent blood.
Read.
But Yahuwah is my defense.
Amen.
And my Elohim is the rock of my refuge.
Read.
And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness.
Read.
Yea, Yahuwah our Elohim shall cut them off.
So we can't do anything. He's the one that's going to do everything. He's going to put the weapons in our hands too. And we're going to fight. It says Indian Removal Act over here. This is the man behind the removal of our people. President Jackson pushes Congress to force Indians to move west of the Mississippi. Congress established Indian Territory, which is now Oklahoma, as a new Indian homeland. Now, if you go to Oklahoma, do you see the whole place filled with Indians?
No.
No. So you can tell this is a lie. Because when you get over there, you can't ride your horse wherever you want to go. The police will arrest you, put you in prison. Never eat their foods. Psalms 141, verses 3 and verses 4. Let's go ahead and get that.
Set a watch, O Yahweh, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips.
In other words, don't make me feel tempted. Don't let me get some kind of urges to reach over and touch these people's food. Right? Don't let me get the smell in my nostrils. Read.
Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity.
Read.
And let me not eat of their dainties.
So isn't the Thanksgiving meal a wicked meal? Because the wicked is behind it? I don't think you'll find the American, I'm using the term because that's a term we all understand, quote unquote, the so-called American Indians, that they would go out to Walmart, buy a bunch of food and say, let's celebrate Thanksgiving, it's our day. No, they would not do it. You'll see them with signs protesting.
That's right.
The robbery, the rape, and destruction. You see that? So really, the ones who are celebrating this are the ones who are oppressing the people. And our people are so gullible, so silly, that they join hand in hand with our oppressors. The biggest genocide in human history didn't occur in Nazi Germany, it was right here on American soil. Right here. 1 John, next slide. 1 John 2, 15 and 16.
Love not the world.
Do what?
Love not the world.
Don't love the world. Go ahead.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Neither the things that are in the world, which are Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Easter, and all the other days in between. These are the things that are in the world. Read.
If any man love the world,
If you love that juicy turkey,
the love of the Father is not in him.
so when you bring your greasy lips to pray, the Father's like, I'm sorry. If you only can see the recording of the angels, if you could only see the recording of the angels, the DVD of the crimes committed against our people, the bleeding of the women, the children that are half eaten by dogs, the bodies that are decomposing in the snow, the destruction of our people. If you could only see what the Most High record. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Verses 16, read.
For all that is in the world,
All that's in the world,
the lust of the flesh,
the football,
and the lust of the eyes,
the TV,
and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Because the Father did not give us Thanksgiving on the list. He didn't say for us to keep any of those days. He already given us his set apart days. If the Gentiles want to do what they want to do, leave them to it. But we need to separate ourselves from it. And stop trying to ask me questions about something that's not found in the book. Because I'm not going to answer any questions when it comes to that. You should already know this stuff. You go to your pastor tell you lies. And then you want an explanation to clarify. Stay away from these people. They're not keeping the Most High law, statutes, and commandments. We should have nothing to do with them. To be separate is what the Most High has asked of us. But we continue to want to play both sides. When the pastors guarantee you eternal life, then listen to them. If they can show you, if they can kill themselves and resurrect themselves again, then follow them. I have one master who laid down his life and took it back again. He's the one that I'm serving. And he never once said to us, when he dies, there will be a system called Christianity. Follow that. He never said that. Should we sit at the table with the offspring of those who committed crimes and genocide? Should we sit at the table with the same Gentiles who destroyed our people and fellowship with them? Let's see what the book says. Proverbs 16:5. Read.
Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahuwah. Though hand join in hand,
even though we hold hands together and say we shall overcome,
he shall not be unpunished.
Even though he joined with you, that person has to pay the price, because their family and the children thereof are benefactors. They have committed crimes. They're enjoying the life that their family has labored. So when you look at all these so-called drawings and pictures in school and everywhere else, and cards, Thanksgiving blessing, and you can see all these blondes and these other people, redheads and stuff, and so-called Indians in between, with the hands, each holding hand in hand with each other. Bible says this is an abomination to him. You can't trust your Thanksgiving in the name of God for money. In the book of Jeremiah 5,
Thanksgiving in the name of God for money. Yo, that shit funny as hell.
We can find examples where we have been exploited for merchandise.
Exploited.
Let's see what the book says.
For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men.
And this is dealing with our people. Amongst our people, there are men whose heart is not right. Their agenda is not of life. It's about their own prosperity, their welfare. Let's continue on, verses 27.
Give a fuck about
As
nobody.
a cage is full of birds.
That's the book of Revelation that you're reading now. Read.
So are their houses full of deceit.
Read.
Therefore, they are become great and waxen rich.
Didn't the Bible speak about the harlot? And also about Babylon, cage full of unclean birds? They're rich, they're waxen great. All the precepts that you read comes from the Tanakh. Okay? And this is the problem that we find. We find the potter's house as an example. Thanksgiving celebration service. Join us as we stream live around the world. Don't miss this exciting celebration with Bishop T.D. Jakes, First Lady Soretta Jakes. This is just an example of many, one example of many, of men who set traps and they catch men. They're not interested in telling you the history and the truth. And so what happens is that our people are destroyed. We are destroyed because of these type of men. And I'm telling you right now, you're not listening to one of them. I am not interested in trapping or catching men. There's no benefit for me. Jeremiah 22:13, verse 13. Go ahead.
Church
read.
people love trap men, you know.
Woe unto him that buildeth his house by
Catch men.
unrighteousness,
Mhm.
and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not.
Hold up. Let's just stop and have a reasoning about this. Now, people, you notice, you know, you have people out here like, we're all out there working, you know. A lot of us, we have jobs, you know. People have the 9 to 5. You come up, you go to school, whatever, you know. We all have the similar life where we have parents that try to, say we go to school, come out, either you start a little business or you get a hustle or you have a little work, you know. But what me I try to say, the point is, you know, we all out here trying to survive. And then you have, when you look out in the world, you see all these little organizations that's trying to catch people, trying to catch man, like the church, the way the church set up, and they use God as their catchphrase, right? To catch people and Jesus Christ and all this, right? But when they catch these people, what they want? The dollar bill. Everybody have to come with the money, seeing? So what that telling you? That's telling you something, that these businesses are exploitation. They might exploit the people for business purposes under label of church, under the label of government, under the label of politics, under all these different labels, names that they give themselves. Same money they after. That's why they catch man. But listen, I think we should fast and pray, fam. Yeah, I think we should fast. Yeah, I really do. On a day like this, I think, you know, people eating up all that food when it really represent, you know, Thanksgiving Day is actually a day of mourning in some countries. And I'm going to stand up for the Indian side of me, because I know I have Indian in my family, seeing, and black, seeing Ethiopian, Ghanaian, whatever, black inside of me. When you look for my mother, she dark, and then, you know, the Indian side of my family. However we go back our bloodline, we have to just know and represent. Just be honest, you know. So yes, big up yourself, Turner. Curiana, what a beautiful name. Curiana, that's a beautiful name. Yeah, man, big up yourself. You know, I think we should fast and pray, because food, if you think about what food really does to the body and the type of food that people eat into, if you catch some of this program I was watching, it will show you the corruption of how people eating all this stuff and talking about Thanksgiving, celebrating, when really it's a day when it represents a whole bunch of massacre, what you call a word. I don't even like to remember that word. That word, I always, it's like I try to forget. It's something about the word I don't like, so I never remember. Holocaust. Yeah, man, big up, subscribe. I see you got a YouTube channel. I gotta subscribe to you if I didn't subscribe yet. Big up yourself. Curiana, is that the way we pronounce it? Curiana, I'm gonna look for the name again. I can't even, for some reason I can't find all the comment back on these comments. They usually give me a option, but I don't know where it's at anymore. Can't find it. Curiana Turner, that name the type, man. I love that name. That's the first time I actually heard that name. Curiana. That body, tough. I love the name. Curiana. Is that Spanish, like a Spanish name, or is it a Spanish name, or it doesn't sound European. It sounds either Spanish or somewhere from Africa type. That got to come somewhere from Africa or some type of Latin name. You know, it's nice though. I like it. First time I ever heard it. Brand new name to me. So yeah, man, we are talking about Thanksgiving right now and how people celebrating a day where so much people were slaughtered. You know, I say Holocaust, 100 million Indians murdered. You know, Indian land for sale. You know, you're talking about the people indigenous to America. So we are talking about America right now, where we, as our people, and you look on a person like me and people of my background and bloodline, we own more of America than any European, just to be honest. Seeing? Yeah, Native American Hebrew. Alright, see there? You know better than me even the names. Because see, I'm Jamaican, and when I look at it from where I'm coming, you know, I'm straight on direct on what I see, but I know where I'm coming from. Because we are dealing with Rasta same way. I know about Rastafari in Ethiopia, Haile Selassie, the king of Ethiopia, saying the king of kings, which is the highest order which will walk on earth. So, you know, when you study and you look at Africa, you look back over at what happened in America with slavery and even with the Indians, you look at everything, it's one big holocaust and murder. If you take away people, things, them lifestyle, their culture, their language, who they are, and make them what them want them to be. That's why Bob Marley even have the song. We refuse to be what they wanted us to be. We are who we are. That's the way we're going to be. Now if you don't know, you can't educate us about no equal opportunity. Talking about my freedom, give up freedom and liberty. Say we've been treading on the wine press for much too long. Rebel, rebel. Say we've been taken for granted much too long. Rebel, rebel. Babylon system is a vampire. Whoa. You know what them a do? Them a suck on the blood of the sufferer. And the children too, you know. Say Babylon system is a vampire. Sucking the gen day by day. Yeah. Tell the children the truth. Tell the children the truth. Tell the children the truth right now. Tell the children the truth. Say we've been treading on the wine press much too long. I see what you say now, Kyrian. I made have to sing that song that just came to my mind. I think about the words, you know. All praises to the Most High. Jah, Selassie, big up Queen, for real. Thank you. You know, just all our vibes. It's a little vibes, you know. Yeah, man, thanks. You can listen to my music and check out the channel and do some tracking and, you know, scroll down and look at songs from me. I put up music from 2012 or 13, you know. Been an independent artist my whole life. Been doing music, just never searched too hard to get a record deal. I never walked into a record label and looked for a deal. I've just wanted to do it independently and be a boss of my own. I wanted to own my own thing because I've always paid attention to the fact that the industry and the same Babylon thing, how they control and take everything from the artists, you know, take everything from people. They, like TLC, everybody got robbed, you know. Everybody, you know, Bobby Brown, everybody get fucked up with record deals and, you know, so, yeah. Exactly, you know, that's what it seemed like, really, you know. And even, you know, even Michael Jackson come out and say some shit like that, and it's like, you know, for real, Kuriana, I really believe that, and that's the reason why I never really searched for a deal. I have a feeling inside of me that the control that these people are trying to have over everything is kind of an evil thing. It's like they want to control your soul, your life, your kids, your family, everything, you know, and I just want to be free. So I've built my own business, my music all over the channel. You can check it out, everything independent, doing my best independently, working with the, you know, producers and different people, and myself as a producer and a songwriter. Yeah, man, I'm doing my best. So right now, yeah, man, Mayor, of course, sure. I've been invited to be in the Illuminati. I was invited. Crazy, like a couple different, I don't know if it's real, but a couple different people from a couple different sources invited me to be a part of that. But I know what it is and what it, you know, represents. You know, it's a bunch of, you know, heads, bloodline, Rockefeller, and first of all, the reason why I believe the people who invited me were jokes, because I don't believe that they actually are in the Illuminati. The people who invited me, I don't think they're in there. So I'm like, oh, no, can invite me in the Illuminati? Do you really believe you're in the Illuminati? And I'm like laughing at them at the end of the day, but it's not like I'm trying to be braggadocious or trying to be, because I know that the evil exists, and I don't know where they're hiding, but it's just like the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. I'm sure that the Ku Klux Klan people, a lot of them that's in there are some of the Illuminati people. I'm pretty sure there's a connection with the Masonic temples all around the world, seeing with the Illuminati. I'm pretty sure there is knowledge passed through them when them talk about them have lights and all these things. So that's why I'm talking about Thanksgiving, because it's a pagan holiday, just like Christmas and every other holiday created by these people. Halloween, pagan holiday, witchcraft, you know, where you have the warlock and the witch and all of them celebrating their evil. So these people celebrate evil. So for our people to be a part of their celebration is a mockery, to be honest. As a youth, where I grew up and I observe life, curious, and you know, we have to have sense and knowledge, and we have to look at things for ourselves sometimes. We can't depend on, you know, the world and people to always tell us what is what. We have to be knowledgeable for ourselves, to look into life and say, well, does this make sense? And does that make sense? You get where I'm coming from, you understand? We have to make sense of things ourselves. We can't depend on books all the time. We can't depend on TV, definitely not, nor the radio. We have to observe our life ourselves and start looking into life and saying, let's see what's going on here, you know? You know the Schweppes 100 banks. You know, you have to look into life. We're talking about how, you know, people celebrating these pagan holidays. And we know as a Nubian people, you know, because we can't even call us black, because black is a color, just like white is a color. You can't call the people them colors. So the people start to getting called colors. All of this is misinformation, curiosity. And all I may tell, Shatan had the most beautiful voice in heaven because he wanted to be better than the most. To show him. Yeah, man, we know them things, man, just show him out. So, you know, that's why the devil himself always a fight against the people, I, and you know, we are in a continual fight. So like I'm saying, why we cannot celebrate pagan holidays? See, and just like you have Christmas, them would have tried to tell you now, inform me that Jesus born on December 25th. Ask them, then we tell us some foolishness about why them celebrate it on the 25th and why this and the gifts, but it's all consumer. It's all about getting the money out of your pocket into their pocket. That's what it's all about. Same thing with Valentine's Day. They feed you that love shit, and yeah, make sure you get something for your main, yeah. Make sure you get something for your girlfriend. But you know, I'm tell you something. If you love your woman and you love your woman, you get them. Listen to me, woman. If you love your man, you get him something anytime you feel like. You want to buy him a Hana banana today. You want to buy him some peanut punch next week, Saturday. You want to buy him some, you know what I said, what? Child sacrifices. And that's why them always have kids on Santa lap. And Santa, listen to the name Santa Claus. Santa, just take the N and put it, take the N right there, so. San, take the N and put it on the N where it belongs. Satan, that, Satan Claus. I know what you're saying, Kiriana, that sounds real to me. I'm going to look into that. I never really heard it like you just put it, but I'm going to look into that. Seeing so, observing that as a Rasta youth, we grew up in a Jamaica now, as a Rasta youth, we observe culture in Africa, where we come from, and how people take over so much different people's nation and plot to overthrow the people. That's why I talk about the Indian name right now, because America belonged to the Indian people and African people, really, because even the Moors were in America way before there was any type of slavery. The Moors, listen good what I'm telling you, the Moorish African man, Moorish black man, what them call them black Moors, then call them, but a Moorish man was in America long before slavery. So these knowledge exists, and you can go and research and find it. And like I said, you can do a consecutive finding of that truth. Realize it's reality. And nobody can lie to you and tell you say it's a joke. You know say it's real. So it's like right now we're stuck on the Indians because the Indian Holocaust was so terrible, and we seem to, it's hidden in history. You know what I mean? I say greetings Luna, blessed love. We're talking about some reality right now, and you know, touch certain subjects as people, you know, and as an African descent, we come from African descent, knowing that my bloodline go back to Ethiopia and different mixtures, plus some Indian in my family. You see, me have to talk about the Indian them, because it's real. You know, we talk about indigenous people of America, we talk about the Indian people that was pushed out, and right now we look like a them call all Mexican to blow. So the one them we go all the way out to America, them go to come all in Mexico, them end up. So yeah, listen, it's a thing that I choose to talk about, because today is a day of mourning all over the world. In some nations all over the world, people are celebrating eating turkey. I mean in America mostly, but there is a nation right now mourning, seeing and talk about the death of them forefathers, then grandfather, then grandmother, kids, you know. So I want to go back into the reasoning right this up, but I know you people want to reason with me directly. So Koreana, 100 banks, big up on yourself. Like, what go on? Koreana, right now, more hear more what you have to say. It's very interesting for go look into Christmas too, because Christmas is right around the corner, and it shows you how they fall in line and use these holidays to part of the system control and the money. So like I said, it's all about getting your money out of your pocket into their pocket by the tons. We're talking about billions and trillions of dollars spent during the holiday season that's not spent on a regular day. So the thing where you got to exercise people is restraint. You have to know yourself and know say right now, you know, you're not too much follow fashion, because that's where we all get distracted and fall stupid and do some things when don't make no sense. Seeing, because we all need to be getting money and building up our nation. We need to be building up ourselves. We need to be supporting each other right now as a people, because the people have long supported the system. What happens is we be giving it away. Let me explain. When you go out there and you buy the most expensive clothes, you buy the Gucci and the Prada. If you spend your money on all of these things and you don't have enough money yet to build back and invest in your own culture, your own people, to build in the community, you're going the wrong way. Because what happens is you're giving the money to the billionaires. See, these people are already billionaires. You have to stop giving your money to the billionaires and start putting your money to the people and where you can bounce it off of, like me and you and your brothers and sisters around you that's trying to do business. Because see, what happens is if we spend our money in the circle, we could build up our own community and function. But if we continue to give our money to billionaires and go to Walmart and buy everything and buy Gucci and Prada and Armani and everything, you see, sometimes you see me in a certain brand name, I'm not telling you like that. Some of them knock off as fuck. Yeah, I'll be honest, I wear knockoff. Why? Because I support vendors. Shit, I could be a vendor my damn self. You know, I'm a vendor my damn self. Let me stop going like some fancy. Me not fancy at all. Me is a vendor. Me sell music, me independent, me a hustle. Just like anybody else a hustle. So at the end of the day, me a vendor music. And if after me go out there and sell shoes, and sell shirt, and sell pants too, and socks too. No, like I do it already. G-Terra shirt them about to be available again. We have print up some more shirts. So you know it's reality me I talk people. We have to survive out here. And we don't want to give away all our money to billionaires. I'm just talking reality. Listen to what I'm saying, you know. What you think, people? You think I'm right or not? Am I right or wrong? Should we give all our money away to billionaires, or should we keep our money in ourselves, in our community? A lie? Every single year, me make sure some money reach Africa. Every year. There's not been a year that passed that I don't send some people in Africa money. And you know why? Because I'm a people them. Not necessarily say they're going to spend that money with me, but I know they're struggling. I know they're struggling. I have people who come from Africa that's struggling, and they tell me, G-Terra, nothing is happening right now. You know, low, I wish I had some more dinars or some more, whatever they call them money. They wish they had some more bread. See, or they want to buy, they want to do things, and they can't do nothing. And me, I don't judge them. I don't be like, yo, this person beggy, or then rare. I don't do that. You know what I do? I pick up my money and I send them what I can send them. If I can send them 25 US, send them a 25. If I can send them a 30 US, I send them a 30 US. See me? That's how me I do it from 2014 or so, when I first start earn music money and, you know, really start earn some money, like from the 13, 14. Yeah, man, them time there. Some just want to keep it real, people. You know, it's like when I try to explain that we can be giving and sharing and really give thanks. That's what I talk about, giving thanks because of thanksgiving. Because when we do that givingness, somebody over there said, Jano, give thanks. It's not a scammer thing. The man them come to me and ask me because they're hungry. Then could I rich, you know? And not tell me say they're hungry, you know, but you know what? Out of my heart, if they rich and not tell me say they're hungry, when they take from me, I go bring karma to them. So at the same time, them have to still give thanks and me have to give thanks. Because the end of the day is all about your heart. I want to get back in our conversation about it in there. Because I'm straying. But yeah, man, big up everyone for watching, comment, show. You don't know, subscribe. I go subscribe to the whole. Just leave a comment when the video done or tell me say you subscribe, and I will definitely hit the sub button forward. The music is all over the channel. New video out. No Love Tonight right now. See in Korea, and I hope you're still watching. I hope you see my video No Love Tonight. It bad. It tough. It independent. It directed by me. You know what I say? No, I'm not leaving just yet. I thought you probably left. Luna, I don't know if she's still here. 100 banks. Everybody get busy sometimes. So sometimes I'm not really too, you know, keep the live going unless it's active. But want it to remain active because I don't have anything to do right now. It's Thanksgiving in America where I usually am right now, but I'm here in Jamaica. May I celebrate my life. I give thanks. You know me I say for life every single day. So Luna, me just a talk and I say, boy, you don't know. And not you, Luna, I know you me that talk, you know, me that talk about Chris Koreana because she kinda knew. Me never say her name yet, so me just say her name and she me that tell. Luna, I know we already linked up and connect, you don't know. Choose your name, Luna. That's probably her name. That's probably just her name. You see it, Koreana? Come on, feet. What type of name that? You have some mad name, I see you. Hey, well, go on, big up yourself. Come on, come on. We can't even say a name without dead with laugh. Come on, feet. That's a tough name. How do you get that? Oh, that's a name for real? Come on, feet. A name that Bud. Oh man. Nah man, Luna no worship no false god man. I probably that are. Oh, yeah, look for something on her account. Korean and easy, you know. She said, do you worship a false god, Luna? Luna, she not easy. Luna said, what false god? Oh god. Oh about Korean, you enough to go answer man. Jeez. Luna. She has a picture what you put up. Oh, you atheist? You don't believe in any God at all, eh? Hey, but you know what? People have the right to believe whatever they want to believe. Yeah. People have the right to believe whatever they want to believe, do what they want to do. So there is no, one thing me avoid doing is pointing the fingers and judging anybody. You know what I'm doing? Me leave all judgment unto the Most High. You know why? Because when you look into reality, you realize you can't alter someone's thoughts. You can't make people do what, you know, maybe you could give advice or encourage someone to go a certain way or route, but you can't control that person's everyday. You can't control what they want to do. You can't control what they want to say or where they go to seek knowledge. And sometimes false knowledge gets to people because they hang with fake people or they hanging in the wrong church. Just like we are talking about how the church corrupt people. Some people believe in Jesus Christ, but what the Jesus that they believe in is not even real, because they have this white picture of Jesus in their head, where they seeing this white Jesus with thorns around the head and pictures shown to them where they actually believe that's the face of Christ. So some people really worshiping idols and don't know themselves and the real truth of where the Almighty Creator rests. So you know, Luna, I don't judge you. I will never point a finger at you. Never. Curiana, I know you're not going to point a finger. You know what I say? Lift up the voice like a trumpet and show the people their transgression. You know what I say? None of that me I do right now. That's why I'm doing this video. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to speak my truth. My truth is my truth. My truth is not to be judgmental unto anyone, but to tell them and give them the message. Because the message is what I am a messenger. And everybody who claim righteousness and look at themselves as a person who praise the Almighty, or if you're a person of righteousness and you love the Almighty Creator, whether you call him Jah, whether you call him Yahweh, whether you call him Allah, whether you call him any name that you want to call a Creator, because the Creator have many names. There's one Almighty Creator, one Creator. So for people, creation, we all have to realize that we are creation. When you look at yourself, you can't be judgmental and say, oh, I'm me, I God. You have some man nowadays that say them are God, and you have some people that worship themselves. I've seen them. I've seen them on the internet, I've seen them on Facebook, I've seen them all over the internet, all on YouTube. So it seems like Curiani, you know, when it comes to the YouTube thing and people and what they want to do, you have to let people be, yo. You can't point the finger at them. You gotta be a teacher, you know. You don't know a thing of Korean. And you know what, Luna? Everyone has their own walk to walk. That's exactly right. You might find your way to whatever truth and path you go in at the end of the day. That's the reason why we should not be judges of each other at the end of the day. Because me now can't point the finger at you when still I can't say I'm perfect. That's why I'm not showing no stone. See? I just gotta tell the truth and burn a fire. Nobody can stop the fire and the truth. See, so when you speak about something that you want to speak about, it's your truth, it's your knowledge. You can speak. If somebody can relate and connect, that's the way it is. But you're not going to be. I'm not gonna there point the finger at you for judge you. You understand? No matter who you are, because at the end of the day, the truth I go there. You know, So yeah, big up on yourself, man. I go back on this then. I want to hear more about
For
this.
his work.
This is exploitation of our people. This is what the Europeans did. They built their houses by unrighteousness. Their homes, their chambers was done by wrong. Exploitation. Stealing people's stuff. They use our peoples for servitude without paying them for
You hear that?
this whole country to be built.
Jah, okay, as a judgment.
On
The
free
judgment too
labor.
wicked for me and you. Korean,
And without any type of
we can't
pay
have no judgment.
whatsoever.
It's too wicked. We're going to now.
Now, when you ask them
chill out
about this,
some high
they
grade
call you names.
or some
They say all kinds
meditation.
of things against our people.
See me?
We deserve to stay in the ghetto. Or once you go back to Africa,
Hey Luna, I agree with that about the no religion. Exactly. I mean, no religion thing. Ain't nothing wrong with the way you do, babes. Yeah, man, do your thing, man. You don't know your thing going on. However you feel, you know, as long as no disrespect now go, I don't know where I go. Respect and show you all love, you know. You see me, I say Luna. You see me, I say Korean, and just love each other. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to support both of you. You know what I mean? Anything you need support on, just link up. You know, YouTube is a social network now, so we can send messages to each other. You can send me a little friend request if you want. You can subscribe to my channel, comment, whatever you can do for let me know. Yeah, I want to stop talking about all the full thing about alerting and full thing when I talk about. When I jump off of my convo, oh yeah, come in a comment box and create your own convo, yo. Hey Korean, I deal with yo. Hey Korean, you look like I need to have your writer so with me, you know, so I can keep you and say, hey. You talk your own conversation separately from my thing. I talk one bag of difference. It's easy in a start. Yo, hey. Look like you know, hear me go, you know. You know, say nothing back. You know, hear nothing back from you. Jano. You know, easy to talk. But anyway, more I want to hear some of this converse still. What may I listen to? It's really interesting. Look at what's up behind my weed, man. I like how I create different conversation, you know. Don't like it, you know. Now go off.
we'll go back somewhere else.
You see, them say go back to
They
Africa.
would
Watch
not
this, watch this.
Book a flight, a one-way ticket to go back to Europe. They say this is
Sure,
our
the boy
land.
them stay.
This land is our land. This land is your land, or whatever the song says. When you look at this picture here, Indian land for sale,
See, a real thing
you have a
here.
picture of an Indian in the middle of it, a so-called Indian. Get a home of your own, easy payments, perfect title, possession within 30 days. So where are they getting this stuff from? They put it up on the top. Indian land for sale. They know they're telling us whose property that they're selling off. Okay? It doesn't say European land. It doesn't say German soil. It doesn't say British territory. It doesn't say the south side of France. It doesn't say any of that. It says Indian land for sale. So they know they have stolen this land and now it's for sale, making merchandise. The Most High is going to repay these people for the crimes that they have committed against
I love
the
that.
poor.
Where does it?
And when I say poor, I'm saying poor in terms of what the world denotes as being poor. Because these people are wealthy. No person is going to steal from the poor. They will steal from the rich. They will steal from those who have something to take. So when they call these people low life, they're actually high life. The ones who are stealing are the low life. The ones who steals are the low life, taken from those of the high life. When they call these people third world nations and whatnot, the reality is that those who are stealing, they are the third world. And everyone else is the first world. Let's continue on. This is a book that I have in my possession. It's called The Hidden History of Massachusetts. And there's an introduction that I'd like us to take a look at. We'll go through some little clips, little pages from the book. And it'll give us an understanding, historically speaking, of how the lands were taken, how the people were treated, and why our people need to wake up from their sleep and stop trusting in the lies of these men, following Thanksgiving, wasting your money on Thanksgiving. Cradle of Liberty? Question mark. Let's read the introduction.
The arrival of the pilgrims in 16...
Hold on. Who is a Catty? Who is a Catty? That more I know before me even going further with this other video. Who name a Catty? Abomination by a Catty? You know, say, me have to go talk to Korea, that's something I can learn some new things. You see me, because that I be a knowledge thing me into, you know. Like, me like learn. Me always been like that, you know. Me like learn new things and just a search, knowledge, gain it. So I can know if you travel through life and what is what. Because at the end of the day, that's all they really have. Who is a Catty though? Explain that out to a Korean and make you know what I'm going to do that there, man. I'm going to watch a video because I might find it from me, I want to know about that. A Catty. And we can look it up still, but I don't want to jump off of this yet because I want to stick to the script, you see me? Yeah, man.
19, Massachusetts has claimed to be the enlightened center of the New World. After all, it is said, the rudiments of democracy and the doctrine of religious liberty developed on these shores over 350 years ago. Yet Massachusetts was also the first colony to officially welcome the African slave trade.
The first colony to officially welcome the African slave trade. So-called Africans, right? Read.
Indeed, many proper Bostonians built their fortunes upon it.
The well-named or well-known Bostonians. We'll look at some examples. They have built their fortunes on slavery. You've heard of the term money laundering? Where a criminal will take his drug money and he will pass it through maybe a few, he'll open some good stores or some libraries or whatever it is, and he will filter his money through that, and then he will change his appearance from being a thief or crook, and now he's a contributor to our society. Okay?
That's something else.
Let's continue on. 100
Africans were murdered by Boston merchants on African soil in a slave expedition originating in Massachusetts.
Read.
The Bay State was the leading slave ship builder and among the leaders of the annihilation of the Red Indians.
So you have the Indians and you have the so-called Indians and the so-called Africans being in the same predicament. Because after all, the Mayflower landed where? Cape Cod, right? Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts. So if we're gonna trace the crime to the scene, this is where we're gonna go. Okay, let's continue. Today,
the legacy of the Commonwealth's hidden past is broadcasted in the names of her landmarks, schools, towns, squares, streets, and in the celebrations of her founders. The town of Amherst is named for Sir Geoffrey Amherst, the Adolf Hitler of the 18th century.
That's right, because he was the one who put the sicknesses, the smallpox or whatever disease that they had in blankets and gave them to the people. You know, like charity, like a American Red Cross. You get the help from them, then you turn out to be sicker than before, and you're dying. Read.
Captain John Codman of Dorchester's Codman Square fame was killed by his own black slaves, whom he abused in his home.
So they did a Nat Turner on him. They killed him because he abused them. Read.
Paul Revere grew up in a slaveholding family.
So the one who says the British are coming, He also grew up in a family where slaves were held in bondage. Go ahead, people.
Governor Joseph Dudley of Roxbury's Dudley Square was a bona fide white supremacist who used the power of the governor's chair to torment blacks and Indians in his domain.
Read.
In colonial Boston, Seaver Ruggles, Dorr, and Holbrook all conspired to have the freedom of Roxbury's blacks prevented or punished. Today, they are the names of the well-traveled thoroughfares in Boston's black community.
So when you go to a lot of the so-called black communities in Massachusetts, these names are all over. I know these names because I actually spend a lot of time in Boston. Both me and Kifa, right? Traveling the streets of Boston. Went to school over there too. So I'm well familiar with all these different streets. Read.
Peter Faneuil, from whose hall resonated noble and historic expressions of freedom, nonetheless owned a slave ship. The state's many Columbus avenues and squares are named for the lost explorer who introduced the West to both chattel slavery and genocide.
Columbus.
Can I hear that?
So you got a lot of streets named Columbus over there.
You see that shit?
And of course, Columbus was a killer. Read.
A simple examination of the colonial record will verify the existence of a significant black slave population in the Bay State, whose fate was not wholly different than that of his family in the plantation South.
So the South and the North was no different.
You see it?
I'm telling you, they're all the same people.
Same shit. Different
Left hand and the right hand of the same
shit.
devil.
Same shit, different place.
South
You feel
and
me?
North is the same people.
Same
Read.
shit. That's what I'm trying to see.
In 1718,
Sometimes you
a
just gotta
Boston newspaper
cut off your
gleefully
mouth
printed
and open up them
a
blood
gory
clot.
description of a
I'll
white
say your
man's
blood
reaction
clot wise.
to an alleged sexual encounter
make it
between a
wise,
black man and a white woman. A man observing the black man's
Look at it.
design took out his knife before the Negro was aware, cut off all his unruly parts, and smack and smooth. The Negro jumped up, roaring, and run for his life. The black, now a eunuch, is doubtless cured from any more such wicked attempts.
So they castrated a Hebrew. Is that correct? Read.
Blacks were warehoused in slave pens of the Babson House on Cape Ann, where they awaited a fate prescribed in the slave trader's bill of sale.
In
1687, a visiting Frenchman wrote of black slaves.
what did he say?
There is not a house in Boston,
There's not a house in Boston,
however small be its means,
as small as it is, read,
that has not one or two.
must have at least one or two,
There are those that have 5 or 6.
5 or 6 Hebrews, at least one or two. Must have somebody in there as a slave. Read. These are the same children of the Pilgrim, right? The Mayflower. Read.
According to one observer, black children in Boston were reckoned an encumbrance in a family, and when weaned, were given away like puppies.
Given away like dogs. When we break the Most High's commandments, the Gentiles who were called dogs now took the high rank and we became the dogs. Continue on.
Nearly every issue of the Boston newsletter carried ads for the purchase or sale of African citizens. In fact, the very same issue of the Boston Gazette,
Read.
dated July 22nd, 1776, that carried the Declaration of Independence, advertised a stout, healthy Negro man for sale.
Imagine that. The same paper that spoke of the Declaration of so-called independence also advertised in there a sale of a Hebrew. And we're supposed to celebrate Thanksgiving? No thanks.
You see it?
4th of July, right? Slavery in Massachusetts. Let's take a look at that.
Massachusetts was the first slave-holding colony in New England, though the exact beginning of slavery in what became Massachusetts cannot be dated exactly. Slavery there is said to have predated the settlement of Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1629. and circumstantial evidence gives a date of 1624 to 1629 for the first slaves. Samuel Maverick, apparently New England's first slaveholder, arrived in Massachusetts in 1624 and, according to John Gorham, Palfrey owned 2 Negroes before John Winthrop, who later became governor of the colony, arrived in 1630. The first certain reference of African slavery is in connection with the bloody Pequot War in 1637. The Pequot Indians of central Connecticut pressed hard by...
Pause. Alright. You want me to explain this to you now? To want to listen to this. To want to listen to this. Now, here are your boat right, but your boat have your little. Here are people's thoughts are thwarted by their belief. But here's what I know. Seeing? You have some people believe in one story that was told to them. Some people choose to believe in another story that was told to them. But the truth is, the Almighty Creator, God Almighty Jah, that live in life, that everything that was created as creation, has a creator, just like you as a demigod, as a god. Yes, I am a god. You are a god. Of course, Koreana is a god. Luna is a god. Everybody is a god within themselves, because God exists within that life force, which is a god in itself. Seeing? Now, let's separate that from the higher essence of God itself that lives within you. There's a higher essence. That's the reason why people run from earthquakes. That's the reason why people hide from the snow. When it's too cold, they shiver up and they go find some warm shit, right, to coil up, because they can't take too much cold. That's your natural human side of you. Seeing? That's can't take too much pressure. That's the side of you that will break. That's the difference between the spiritual God, Creator, Jah, that has all power, who changes no force in no time. See, and it doesn't matter what type of nature or what type of what a go on, Jah can intervene in that. It no matter how powerful it is. It no matter if it's a flood, Jah can intervene in it. No man can intervene in a flood that will wash you away. You're gonna die, and we will bury you. And that's the difference of, yeah, see, I know, I get you, Luna. And you know, Korea, I'm gonna tell you this right now. That's why I said we have to find common ground and learn to establish yourself so you can learn something else. Because see, we all think we're old dogs. Most people get to the point where they're like old dogs. Don't want to learn nothing. They get stuck. That's it. They stuck. They done. Them can't learn nothing else. You don't want to be like that. Don't ever get stuck into where you're done learning. Once you get to that level, what happens is you're dead. You start dying. You start falling. Your shit starts. For real, don't get dead mentally and stop thinking you know it all. That's the wrong shit. Because if God Almighty Creator come right in front of you now and tell you, say, you know the shit you're talking about, somebody wrong. You want me to tell you the right shit? Well, let me tell you the story. You get me? I'm ancient. Seeing? I don't want to miss and confuse myself with anybody else's beliefs or whatever they want to do or think. Feel me? That's that person own choice. But everybody gonna have to learn at the end of the day. Like I said, if the Almighty Creator reach in front of you, if your own God live in you, confront you and tell you the truth of everything, then you gonna know. So even me could never come to none of una and tell them to say, una fi turn Rasta. I want to come my way. Cause me right. Seeing? And Selassie is the emperor in real life. Emperor king of Ethiopia that was hidden from his own people. White people don't want to acknowledge them own king. But black people are the only people that can worship white man God. Black people are the only people where go our people land and start worship for them God. The only people where go at China and say Buddha. Even though you're a black man from Africa. You're the only people where go a foreigner and say Jesus Christ, because you're going to a white man church. You're the only people where go I want next man land and say Fame God instead of your own Almighty Creator Jah. Not saying that Selassie is Almighty Creator of everything. That's your choice if you choose to believe that. But me, I say the Almighty Creator Jah lives inside of every living thing. Every creation, a butterfly to a ants, A bird to a bee, to a person, to a dog, to a cat. There's a life force within it. There's a creator force within everything. Whether it's good or bad, the creator had to have something to do with that life force. That's why everything belongs unto the Almighty Creator. No matter how you feel powerful or whatever, you still belong. Because you will be destroyed utterly. Just like a grass grows in the morning and it's blooming pretty and bright. And then in the evening, it get hewn down and cut down and gone and disappear. So is man unto the force of the natural creator. We live within inside of him. So that's why I show you how great the creator is that lives inside of us. At the same time, we are still simplicity. Cool, no man. What I fight over is simple. Simple thing. Not to be a light of the world, but those who are still asleep. Hold on, I'm sorry you say. Those who are still asleep, I have nothing but life for my brothers and sisters. An atheist doesn't believe in anything. But you know what? Atheists do believe in something. And that's where the confusion is in atheism. There's a confusion in atheism. The confusion with atheism is that they do believe in things. But they think themselves not to believe in God. But they do believe in God. Because you just said you are God. And for you to say you are God, you have to know something about God and believe something or know something about God. But belief is not what we deal with. We deal with knowledge. And knowledge is a high. That's why we meditate and we lift up and we go through chakras. That's why when you meditate, you get more powerful. Now, we have power inside of us that we don't know. A lot of people don't know the power that they have. You get me? But you have to know your own power. The only way you're going to find your power is by looking in yourself and actually acknowledging the creator that created you. See, the thing is, you can't get true power, the real power, unless you have the knowledge and power of the Almighty Creator. You don't, oh, love, yeah, okay, I understand that. But I'm talking to both of you now, seeing everybody else on the channel and everybody will come through. You know, whatever you believe, you have the right to. Whatever you know, you have the experience, I guess. And that's the same thing with I and everybody else. So don't judge another person about what they know or don't know. Because the thing is, we don't have the same experiences. We don't have the same family members. People have mothers that are born into a Catholic church. Some people have mothers that are born into... Me know, man. When I talk, man. If you learn to listen, words is not. Words is the least, and we can reason right now. And that's why I'm coming in, because I soon comment them. I want to know, say, I love you both. Love you, Luna. I love you, Kariana. Seeing? And what I wanted to pretty much say was that, you know, we as people, at the end of the day, your flesh is your flesh. Your spirit is your spirit. There's a separation there, and it's still together. So it have to function as one. That's to enough people. That's a problem for them. They can't get their spirit and body to function as one, and that's where they can't get the power, because you have to pray and meditate. You have to fast sometimes. Food, too much food, your belly full all the time. You can't see certain things. You're not clear. You just get stuck into a See, you have a pineal gland inside your head, and for that pineal gland to be active, for you to gain the true knowledge, you're not gonna really, once it get covered up by too much milk and cheese, it's over for you. So you have to know about food, and you have to know, that's why we was talking about Thanksgiving. Should we eat and celebrate, or should we fast and pray? It's a reason why we mentioned fasting and praying. It's a powerful thing. But you know, fight. That's a reason. What is a reason right now? But you know, if you overstand yourself, who cares what a person really does for themselves? We want to teach each other. And for us to teach each other, we got to have a certain humbleness to us. Seeing? And if we don't have the humbleness, then most of the time you won't ever reach that person. You know? Yeah, man. That's why it's enough Christians, not even Christian, Jehovah Witness. Some of them too aggressive. You know? Some Jehovah Witness people too aggressive. Come on your door with all them book and tell us, boy, the world done 2012, you know. Done, and them chemical a campaign about it, and You buy up them book, them and go in them studies and you get fucking at them thing, you get chopped up in it and say, yes, 2012 gone, 2019 about to come here now. And the world goes on and you don't know what the Almighty's plan is. Nobody knows the Creator's plans. Before we were born, the Almighty thing was governed. The Almighty thing was set. That's why I don't know how men could be so stupid as to think they are in control of anything. Man ain't in control of shit. No man that you know nowhere. Koreana, Luna, 100 banks, everybody will pass through. Yo, Rokcstone, big up yourself, Powerhouse HD. See them reasoning, just go on and on. Man ain't in control of shit. Praise be to the Most High. For real, man ain't in control. No man no control nothing. Because before we were even coming to this earth, before we were even thought of, whether our life before or after, how much life you feel like you have, or wherever you come from, which part your color, which part your, wherever your mama birthed you, hey, the Almighty thing was governed and set. The Creator thing was set in place. The plan was already to be fulfilled. And in lineage, I come forth. So I and I right now, just I do I and I job. Just doing my thing. That's what I'm here to do. To talk and reason with the people. Ones on ones. Big up yourself, Koreana. So man I say, enough love, man. You don't know. I respect you and what you say. Trust me. I wouldn't disagree with you in anything. Because what I just choose to seal. You know what I say? Because some people always, everything to them is an argument and a debate. I mean, I really have time for them, for bag of debating and argument. You know? Yeah, man, I know that, man, but you know, I show you a vibe still how people, how people carry themselves, and you know, it's crazy, but yeah. We just talk about a reasoning still. I hope you get it. About the Thanksgiving thing. I hope you
By
feel like
encroaching European settlements, struck back and attacked the town of Weatherfield. A few months later, Massachusetts and Connecticut militias joined forces and raided the Pequot village
Yeah,
near
man, I get it,
Mystic,
man.
Connecticut.
All right, so we can see all these famous so-called names in the history, the annals of Massachusetts were nothing but murderers, crooks, thieves, and you name it. Today we call them what? Notable founding fathers of this country.
You hear that?
To be reverenced, that their names are placed everywhere. Let's continue on.
Of the few Indians
Oh,
who
guys,
escaped
you got
slaughter,
it,
the women and children were enslaved in New England, and Roger Williams of Rhode Island
That's the one who founded Rhode Island.
wrote to Winthrop congratulating him
Luna,
on
chip
God's
out.
having
You're
placed
running
in
with
his
Luna,
hands.
God's haven't placed his hands, another drove these people.
Yeah, man, well, I'm
Because
going
these
live
are
again here.
degenerates.
Yeah, man, Jamaica,
These
me
are
there.
wiped out.
Jamaica,
We
me
are
there.
the good people.
Well, I come back live in a second. Before I chip out.
Not everything that is
Pakala.
white is clean, Mr.
I finish that video, yeah? Give me 2 minutes.
But